So I left England about a month and a half ago now, and I'm living in Thailand and have been ever since. And there's two really big main reasons why I left, and I'm going to go over both of them in this video. And this is definitely going to be a bit of a unique take, a bit of an uncensored take. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So the main reasons why I left. One is because of the state of the UK, most definitely. Now, I'm not trying to be one of these negative news guys all the time, but it's a problem that you just can't ignore and everybody knows what's going on. Then number two, it's for my personal development. Every time you enter a new environment, you're forced to level up in extra ways. I needed that. Like, I wanted to level up my character, I wanted to level up my self-development, I wanted to focus more, and I thought the best way of doing that is entering a complete new environment and just cutting contact with everybody. I still keep in touch with people, like on the phone and etc., but I'm not around certain people that I just know because we're in the same geographical location. Obviously it's a bit hard when you don't see your friends you grew up with and that type of stuff, but you know what, if you want to make some sacrifices and level up, that's what you need to do. The second thing is I wanted to really get out of my comfort zone. Like, this person that I want to turn into and this person that I am turning into, it requires you to face your fears and get out of your comfort zone in an extreme way. And one of the best ways to do that is doing stuff like starting a business, moving to a different country, meeting completely brand new people, doing stuff that you wouldn't usually do. And that's all things that I've done in the past 6 months. So I'm really going all in on this, sold everything that I own because I believe that this is the move to take me where I need to go. So that is a big reason, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a while. I got a plan together and I fucking executed it. The next thing is I want to level up my training also. I mean, I'm 26 years old. Training is a big part of my lifestyle. I just love the feeling of it. I love doing different sports. I love how uncomfortable it makes me feel. I love how it is on my mental health. I just love everything about exercise and training. It's a big part of my personality. And I think it's just shameful if you're not even training as a man. I don't even know how you're getting through the day, honestly, because I would be in a state if I didn't train. But out here, it's more of a training culture, right? And you've also got kitchens on site at gyms. You can train and you can get a really cheap meal there and then on site. That's massive, right? Your breakfast, your pre-workout and post-workout meal are going to be your most important. So it's just those little things that make the whole training lifestyle a lot easier. And I like wearing fucking vests all the time. I love a vest. I always want to be wearing vests. You can only wear a vest if it's warm. It's warm over here. I like training with my shirt off if I can. If you're at a tropical beach gym and you've got your shirt off, it feels fucking great. You've got a pump on. It's the best. What more do you want? Yeah, what more do you want as a young man? The big one's a training lifestyle. My training now is going to be twice a day. I'm going to be doing Muay Thai and lifting, and then doing a lot more of recovery as well. So I'm sort of like making my whole lifestyle around training. That's how I like it. Golfers like to play golf. Liberals like to play Xbox. I like to train. That is what I'm doing. The training lifestyle for me, that's a big bonus. That is one of the main reasons why I came here, and to start doing Muay Thai properly again. Not trained in over a year, as I've said on this channel a couple of times. I'm looking to get back into it. Where else are you going to train Muay Thai? Muay Thai, Thailand, you know, it's the best place to do it. And when I think to myself, no matter how successful I get, when I'm 70 years old, I'm going to want to be 26 training Muay Thai in Thailand. Like, it doesn't really get better than that for me. I want to see how good I can get, and I want to level it up. I just like it. So that's definitely a big reason. Another thing is I need some pressure, right? Sometimes you've just got to sell everything that you own and completely change it up. Sometimes you can feel like you're doing the actions and inputs every single day, but if 6 months goes by and it's not how you want it to be or nothing's changed, don't be afraid to mix everything up completely. I've just tried to make my life as different as I can possibly make it, and I'm forcing myself to adapt to it. I've not burnt my bridges, but I've sold everything. I can't go back, so it's all in. That's what it is, it's all in, and you know, luckily it's working. And I just want to go all in, and I want to make myself feel uncomfortable, because I've always grown under pressure and when I've been uncomfortable. So I'm not afraid to add that in to my life. I need to put that into my life if I want to level up properly. The next thing is the opportunity online. I mean, I've been making money online since probably 10 years old. First started selling on eBay, right? Yeah, eBay's making money online, right? I was selling on eBay from a very, very young age. I used to sell on stuff like Gumtree, Depop, Facebook groups, in person, market stalls, Shopify, Google, whatever. I've sold products online forever. I've always been obsessed with making money online. I understand the opportunity. I have made a lot of money online. I've lost a lot of money online also, just for full transparency. I really understand the opportunity. I've understood this opportunity for, you know, over 10 years now, way over 10 years, and the opportunity is not going anywhere. And when you've seen it and you've tasted it, you just cannot go back. Because for me, like, my granddad used to work in a factory, right? My great granddad used to work in a factory, and then my granddad was a market trader, greengrocer. They've always been limited to how much money they can make. I'm the first generation that has the opportunity to make money on the internet. If I don't go all in and spend all my time given the size of the opportunity, that's me being lazy and selfish. Like, I'm the first one with all the opportunity, this much opportunity. So the way I see it, if I don't go all in on this thing that I know works, it's completely selfish. It's completely selfish. That's just my opinion. So that's why I've been all in on making money online, and that's why I've taken it so seriously for so long. You know, the opportunity is too big to ignore. Now, what you get with this is, when you're working online, I've had times when I've been on a laptop in the dark that much that I've destroyed all my social skills. I've become socially awkward. I've turned into a bit of an autistic weirdo, right? Because there's accessory problems to being on the internet all the time and not having a social life. And it's like, even if you've got a job, you're still speaking to people, you're still meeting people, you can lose certain skills making money online, very lonely. I like to do this thing that's called a super online versus super offline lifestyle. So I like to spend part of my time that's completely submerged and focused online, and then part of my time completely offline. No phone, no internet, no anything, and just be more social. So that way you can get the opportunity of working on the internet, but you can also force yourself to live a normal life. You see, what most people do is they're like 40% online 24/7, and what it does is it just takes away the focus from whatever they're doing in such a large way, but not enough for them to really realise the extent of what it's doing. So every time they have a bit of downtime when they're wasting time on social media and online, they're just constantly on it. But me, I like to block it out, and I'd be like, right, I'm spending this much time online, I'm spending this much time offline. And I like to be super online, where I'm sat in the dark on a laptop on my own so I can focus, phone off, away from me. And then super offline, I like to be going doing activities, at the gym, maybe going sparring. And in Thailand, there's just so much more stuff you can do when you're being super offline. Like, you can just go for food, you can go out in nature, there's just so much stuff, or so many exercise things that you can do, and socialising as well, meeting people. So I like to do that. And this period that you have to go through as a man, I think is super important to force yourself to be uncomfortable and really force yourself to level up. And you have to go through this isolation period if you want to take on a new identity. And whether you like to admit it or not, your environment will shape your identity, because you will have certain thoughts, certain conversations, and you only will face certain problems in certain areas, right? So if you're from a small town and everyone's, you know, they're just getting on the housing ladder and they're getting a job that's nice and safe, and they want the wage coming in, that's cool. I'm not against that if you want that, but if you don't want that, that's not the environment for you. Because the one thing for me, I have to make sure that my actions match my ambitions, right? And my ambitions are bigger than the small town where I'm from, so I have to go and put myself in a different environment. Like, there's no entrepreneurs that are moving to that small town, so I can't stay there, right? And if I have to sell everything I own to move because my goal needs it, I will do that, yeah? Because ultimately, I decided a very long time ago, my goals are above everything else. Everything else. And I'm all in for it. I'm all in for it. So that's a big reason why I left. And I want to take on a new identity. Like, I want a challenge, and I want to make myself feel uncomfortable. I'm a social confident guy, right? I built my confidence up quite a lot. Some nights, I met loads of people while I've been out here, right? But what I had to do, some nights I just go on a walk and I go talk to people on the street. I'm confident, I'm super social, right? That's still a bit uncomfortable for me, you know. Usually it's absolutely fine, and I meet people, and I still force myself to do it regardless of how I feel, right? But that's still a bit uncomfortable for me. But I know that if I want to meet people, I have to go do that. So I have to go level up. I have to I put myself in an environment where I have to go make myself uncomfortable and learn extra skills and level up. So that's exactly what I've done. One of the second reasons why I left, living in broken Britain, well, I was living in broken Britain. Anyone with eyes knows what is going on, and I think the biggest problem with it is it's the negative news, like the constant negative news. It's always a protest every city centre you go to. There's always, you know, you're seeing drug addicts, and you're just seeing like systematic breakdown everywhere. There's a guy who runs a social media page in my city. He literally has no content strategy other than just walk around and film people. And the reason why that's crazy is because there's that much stuff going on in the street. People arguing, drug addicts getting arrested, people shouting at police, blah, 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 blah. There's enough stuff going on at different street corners all of the time where you've actually got enough content to have a full page and a channel based around just the fucked up stuff happening in the city. That's what's crazy. And the problem is with that, it's like it's stealing your attention away all the time. And if you're a young man, you're trying to focus on your business, trying to focus on your money, your mindset, your health, your relationships, you're trying to level up, your self-development, you're trying to provide for your community, your family or whatever. When you're constantly seeing all this stuff going on all the time, it's taking your energy and it's taking your focus away. Your job is to convert that energy and focus into resources that are going to assist you. And when that focus is being taken away, I'm disciplined, I'm off it, I'm kind of unplugged. Like I'm obviously on social media and stuff like that, but I'm pretty unplugged from the news and stuff like this. But this stuff is creeping its way in still. And it distracts me. There's an emotional pull, right? Even me, so focused on my stuff, it pulls me away emotionally, and I just had to get away from that, had to get out of that environment, because it's hard to focus on what you've got going on. Like, it's negative, there's negative stuff. The next thing is, you know, you've got super far right, you've got liberal crazies. I mean, you know, now people get called being a Nazi for having any sort of opinion on, like, anything. And the problem is, now everybody gets called Nazis. There's actual super far right and Nazis, and then there's people that just have a stance on illegal immigration, for example. They're all banded as the same. So what you're seeing on social media, you're seeing the type of content that's like straight out Nazi content. And it's crazy to see, right? But, you know, everyone's getting branded as the same thing. It's getting whipped up and magnified on social media. And then the same thing, you've got the crazy lefties. You've seen people dressed as a dog going around and barking in city centres. And, you know, killing people. People getting, like politicians getting shot. I mean, this is a Western problem, right? There's people getting shot, which is crazy. There's people who just like Manchester stabbing at a synagogue. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's terrorism going on, and you're meant to just go on about your daily life and just be like, oh, you know, just part of life now. Well, that's not a part of life. That's not a part of life now. That is not a normal thing to happen. It's happening, but that is not a normal thing to happen. It is not like that everywhere. You think it is because you're still in Europe, right? But it's not like that everywhere. You walk around here, there's no problems. I can go to the poorest place in where I'm at right now, and there's no problems. There's not that culture. It's not infected with crime. Like, yeah, you still have some homeless people, but they're not off their face on drugs, and they're not harassing people. They're not getting arrested by police, and there's still even that baseline level of culture, right? And also, you've just got the like laziness mindset. Like, you know, you walk around the UK, just the amount of like people that are just grossly overweight or stuff in the face or arguing. It's just this entitlement, lazy culture. People depending on the state, and it's just not. I just don't feel like it's a progressive environment. Maybe it's where I'm from. But I just don't feel like in general it's a progressive environment. Now, one thing that I will say is I'm fully aware that you get what you look for, right? You can still find winners everywhere that you go. You can go to certain gyms, you can be in certain environments, have certain friends. Yep, absolutely. You can spend better time. You know, if you're looking for negative things, you're going to find them. If you're looking for positive things, you're going to find them. But I'm talking about in general, the stuff that affects me, I'm acting on that. The last thing is the absolute sad reality. I just look at the UK now and I just think, what's it going to be like in 10 years? Like, I've watched what's happened over the past 10 years. I'm like, in another 10 years, what's it going to be like? Like, am I going to, if I have a daughter, am I going to want a daughter going into schools and walking around in 20 years time, 30 years time? No, I'm not. That's the crazy thing. So the sad reality is, it's just, I just can't see it's getting better. I've gone super black-pilled, and I'm not one of these UK haters that much. because there's still a lot of opportunity there. I understand what it is still, but like the only control you have is focusing on yourself. Like, there's no point spending time arguing, spending time at protest, and it's just focusing on yourself. So I have to be able to focus on myself, because if you don't focus on yourself and you can't provide, then that's it. That's it. So that's my opinion. That's why I left. That's why I came here. Yeah, subscribe.